Hello everyone, welcome back, and today I'm going to be reacting to Duran Duran's new single, Free to Love. So as many of you are probably aware, Duran Duran have just brought out a new single, came out on the 23rd of April. It's called Free to Love and it features Nile Rodgers. So I'm going to be honest with you. I have listened to it a few times because if you've seen any of my reaction videos before, you know I'm not really great at describing how I feel about the song literally right after I've listened to it. I just feel very put on the spot, so I thought this time I am actually going to listen to it. Maybe that's considered cheating, I don't know, but I gave it a couple listens and let the thoughts come to me and wrote them down. I have heard the song, but I haven't watched the video. So I'm more so going to be reacting to the music video here. But the song, I'll get into it. I'll get into it after watching the video and listening to the song again. And maybe some new thoughts will also come to mind as well. So let's just get into it.
If style had a chart, this lot would be #1 every week of the year. The ever so stylish Duran Duran with their friend Mr. Nile Rodgers. This is Free to Love.
I already love this. It's Top of the Pops. I love Top of the Pops. Oh, is that the logo? Or did it say Free to Love? Well, it looked like the Top of the Pops logo. It was stylized that way. Oh yeah, it says Free to Love, but it's like the Top of the Pops logo. I don't remember there being this much editing in Top of the Pops though. They definitely could not have done that back in the day. That would have been dangerous. I love that. They put that at the bottom. I think they did that at the beginning,
Duran
but
Duran
I did not
and
notice.
Mr. Nile Rodgers, that was Free to Love. I mean, sounded like a hit to me. Don't forget to keep the love in your heart and the eye on the charts. Next up, this week's Top 10.
Oh, that is amazing. Well, I love that. That was great. That was amazing. As you can see, I'm really great at forming thoughts. Like, everything that I think of it, about it, will come to me later when I'm not even thinking of the song. So, yeah, that video really exceeded my expectations. I know a lot of people were saying it was, like, top of the pops. I did not quite expect it to be really top of the pops. But to get into the song at the moment, so when I actually first heard the teasers, the song Ring My Bell by Anita Ward came to mind. I don't really know why. Maybe because it's quite popular and trendy at the moment. A lot of people are bringing that song back. I'm going to admit that's kind of how I know of the song, and I have listened to it quite often recently. I definitely think at the beginning and end of Free to Love, the sound was quite reminiscent of something in Ring My Bell. I don't know what, but I just got that vibe. And you know, it makes sense because this song is supposed to be like a disco song, and Ring My Bell is from the disco era. So, you know, that's probably why songs from certain genres tend to sound like similar songs from the same genre. But I just thought I'd note that because I did hear a similarity. Maybe no one else will agree, but that's what I thought. I also understand why people were hearing Black Moonlight in this track, which makes sense because, you know, they both feature Nile Rodgers. And I could kind of hear it, but it wasn't as prominent to me as I was expecting from what people were saying. Like, I saw many people saying this is really like Black Moonlight, and I don't know, I don't really think of Black Moonlight when I listen to this song, and maybe the more I listen to it, I will. Truthfully, I probably should have listened to Black Moonlight as well, to really compare, because I haven't listened to that for a while. But I also used to listen to it a lot, so I do remember it quite well, and to me, I understand why people say it does, but I didn't hear it as strongly as I was expecting to. I love that bit at the end, like as the track ends, when Simon sings Be Free. And it reminded me a little bit of My Antarctica at the end when he sings You Will Stay Here With Me, and it like fades out. Yeah, maybe if you listen to them like side by side, you compare the two, probably wouldn't really sound that much alike. But I did listen to My Antarctica right after listening to Free to Love, and I do stand by what I said. Like, I do think that little bit just reminded me of that little bit. You know, like nothing else in the songs were really similar. It was just, you know, when a tiny part of a song reminds you of something in another song. It was a case of that. But yeah, I also really like My Antarctica, so it was a great excuse to listen to it again. So really, the song was different to what I expected, judging from the teasers we were being given. But that's why I believe you cannot judge a song by the teasers alone. I mean, look what happened with Dance Macabre. I saw many people that were like, this is terrible. They were being very critical over a like 10-30 second snippet. And then when the song came out, they were like, oh, this isn't that bad. I kind of like this. It's like, see, so yeah, I think it's very hard to judge based on a tiny snippet. Although I feel like we did get quite a lot of teasers and spoilers with this song this time. But still, it wasn't enough to really go on what the song would actually be. I think I really expected it to be a song about like why we're free to love, you know, like to really go into depth. Like that's what I expected in the lyrics, it to be these like reasons why you should be free to love. It wasn't like that, and like truthfully I don't think it did need to be like that, because you know, I think the message is there already, like the message is clear. But as always with Duran Duran, it is up to personal interpretation as well. So, you know, they tend to keep their lyrics ambiguous. So it's all up to the listener to decide what they're feeling from the song, what they're getting from the song. But yeah, it just wasn't like as in-depth as I was expecting, but I also don't blame them for that. I think the message was, you know, clear enough in the words free to love. Like, you shouldn't have to be explained why you should be free to love, you know what I mean? So yeah, if you don't get the message, you don't get the message. Which is a theme with a lot of Duran Duran songs, because they are quite cryptic. And I like that they don't just explicitly tell you what's going on. You gotta figure it out. And sometimes you don't figure them out. Sometimes you just think, what was that about? But it's a song. Some songs are just that, a song. And some have hidden messages. Now onto the video, if we couldn't tell. I love that the video was supposed to be like Top of the Pops. I love watching Top of the Pops reruns. That was difficult to say, could you tell? That was like a tongue twister. Yeah, I love watching reruns of Top of the Pops. But I do feel, I'm not trying to be critical, but I feel like they should have had maybe like a grainy vintage sort of filter over the video, just to give it that retro vibe, like true Top of the Pops. I think that would have really like sealed everything, you know, it would have felt really authentic that way. I think that just slightly took away the atmosphere, if that makes sense. And obviously it's meant to be a music video, it's not, you know, like it's not going to be completely accurate. Obviously it's based on an idea, but I do think that would have been a nice little element, because obviously Top of the Pops stopped airing in like the early 2000s. I can't remember exactly when, maybe 2006. I don't know, I just think that it would have been nice to have like a bit of a retro filter over the video. But you know, I ain't no video director. I'd love to be. I have many visions and ideas for music videos, but you know, if you want to put me in charge, Duran Duran, I could send you some ideas. But you know, I'm not trying to take over or anything, obviously. Yeah, to clarify that, you know, I'm not actually trying to take over. And I think the music videos are great. But I just, you know, like, because with Black Moonlight, we had like a black and white filter. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that was like a little grainy or like glitchy, or, you know, it had a filter over it to give it the vibe. I'm sure there was at some point in the video at least. And this one, I think it just, even though it was supposed to be like an old style music video, because it was supposed to be like funk and Top of the Pops, it felt very modern just because of like the quality. I think I am just making it a bit more of a bigger deal than it is. The video's great, I love it, but I just think that little element would have really been magic. Like, it would have really felt authentic then. Yeah, that's probably the only like critique I'd have of the song or the video. Otherwise, I really like Free to Love. It went straight on my playlist, and I'll probably watch the video a few times as well. It's definitely in one of my favourite Duran Duran videos now. What I'd have given to have been part of it, like, hello Duran Duran, could you not have called me up and been like, hello, we'd like to have you in this video. We heard you like Top of the Pops. Nobody knows that until now, but now you do. But all in all, I think it is a great message, you know, during these times. You should be free to love without judgment, without fear. Like, as long as it isn't hurting anybody, why does it matter? Like, if it hurts your feelings, that's a weird problem to have. The message was there without coming on too strong, and, you know, I think it was, you know, I know a lot of people were saying, like, rather offensive things, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna say. The song's just saying to be free to love as a whole, you know, it doesn't mean any one particular category of people, you know. It's just saying that we should all be free to love what we want to love, who we want to love, and not be judged or have to feel fear for it, you know. I think that was the ultimate message, and it wasn't like targeting one group of people and ignoring the rest. But yeah, I think it's a very important message, and even now, like, it's crazy that we still have to feel like these messages are important, you know what I mean? But yeah, overall, I do like the song, I do like the video. I do like that we got the song and the video at the same time, because pretty sure last time we got like the songs and then months later it was like, well, maybe not months, but it was quite a few weeks, and then they'd be like, oh, there's gonna be a music video, and it's like, huh? Well, I'm just glad then they're not doing the AI videos, because that's not very good. Really happy to see that this was an actual music video, and yeah, I really like the song. If you want to go listen to it, I will put the link to the video in the description. Obviously, it's available on all streaming platforms. I'm sure many of you have probably already listened to it and have probably already watched the video, but you can listen to it again, you can watch it again. I know I will be. So yeah, until the next one, bye. Now, there's so many interruptions. I swear that fridge has it out for me. Because every time I'm going to talk about something important, it just starts making a noise. I hate the fridge hates me. I love watching Top of the Pop rerun. Beep. I don't know, I think I'm, you know, kind of clutching straws. What's the word? Splitting hairs. I don't know. But I think